we see that the proposition is basically having three assumptions, and let's take a look at them. First of all, they say that if we have more numbers, then we make more rational decisions. We absolutely say that is not true. Their second assumption, that judges are actually very legally unprofessional, and that these people choosing from the random people of citizens are actually more professional in legal aspects. We believe that is not true. And lastly, their assumption that judges are all from the rich background. This is a completely ridiculous point, we believe, and we believe that they are completely undermining the values of the judges and the judiciary system we have in our current society. So before we go on to any of our specific substantive cases, let me first rebut the 3 points made by the proposition. So basically, they first actually brought up this point about this representation in democracy, of how these decisions could be made by all the members, and that they pointed out this judiciary system actually misses this democratic point. However, Madam Speaker, we believe that this is not a fundamental problem that exists in the judiciary system. We believe that democratic system is not something that should be brought into in the status quo. Why? Because we believe that such a cases dealing with the judiciary, where we punish these criminals, where the laws are specifically interpreted for different cases, we believe that these people bring into the courts and actually having votes on these people and having bringing democracy into this so they call is not proper in the status quo, and we believe that this point does not stand in today's debate. And in addition, they also said that because these juries are chosen from wide variety of people, they have all equal perspectives and they have variety of ethnicity, while the jury has only one perspective. And we believe that this point is completely does not stand. Because first of all, we would like to ask the case of international court cases. Think about the case that took between Samsung and Apple that took place in Germany. That took place in the United States. All of the people are from the United States. That actually has the company Apple in themselves. What do they really consider? Do they really consider these juries to be all from the variety of ethnicity and to be actually making great rational decisions for two companies? We believe that is not so, and the results already tell us that it is not so. And they also say that these juries, because there's only one jury, that they're going to have only one, it's going to cause a problem. Well then, add more judges to their logic, ladies and gentlemen. We believe that is going to be a much better solution to the problem we have. And we also believe that they are actually completely undermining the judges we have in our society, because what actually differentiates these judges from the other citizens is that they have the legal professionalism. Yes, we believe that they have some rationality. All the citizens do to a certain extent. But we believe that the judges have the special value which actually differentiates them from another. And their second argument was about objectivity, about these numbers and these points about the prevention of corruption. And we believe that as I talked about the numbers, their second point about this prevention of corruption, we believe this is completely ridiculous, because we believe that rather these juries are actually more vulnerable to the circumstances of the bribery that taken places, which will be later further elaborated through my arguments. So now moving on to our arguments, we have three arguments to oppose today. The first of all about the objectivity in law, and second about the abuse of the system, and third lastly about the social implications. The third argument will be elaborated by our honorable deputy leader of opposition. So moving on to our first argument, the objectivity of law. We believe that as the Prime Minister have kindly explained for us in these three systems, that we also believe that democracy is important. And we believe that these law systems that fundamentally resides in order to protect these citizens is important to this, is important. But we believe that because these are specific jury systems, because these are specifically important, and the objectivity is law should be kept, we believe that these cases should be actually dealt thoroughly by the judges themselves, not through the citizens in the society. Why? Because as I've explained, these jury systems, these judges actually have more legal professionalism through it, and we have actually evidence, because they went through all these kind of hard-going law schools, they went through the competition, and they are just sitting there through, and they are being rewarded for their hard work. And we believe that this fundamentally differentiates the other so-called rational citizens from which are randomly chosen in the society. We believe that not only they are not completely rational, that we believe that even if these people are so rational, we believe that it is wrongful to bring these citizens into the jury jury system. And we believe that there's a completely assumption even that all these 12 people are going to be rational in the circumstances, because we believe that they all, as they said, we choose them randomly. These people have a different perspective, they have a different ethnicity, they have different regional backgrounds. We believe that all of these variables that are taken into actually proves us that these people never make the objective choices in law, Madam Speaker. And now secondly about the abusive system, which I think is going to rebut to their point about the prevention of corruption. We can look at this in basically two ways, about the direct corruption and the indirect corruption. So let's take a look at the first one, about the direct. So we believe that these juries are actually more vulnerable to the kind of the bribery that can be taken in our society in the first place. Because why? Because these even though they say that these people are going to receive certain amount of professional education about law, that is not going to prevent them from receiving briberies, because there are two reasons. First, because they're just a rational citizens, as I've been completely explaining through my speech, and secondly, more importantly, that these citizens actually have more incentive to receive the bribe other than the judges, because these judges are actually the ones that if they receive the bribe, they have the penalty for losing their job, and they are well educated throughout. But these citizens do not actually have have more incentive to actually receive bribe, rather than these positions who are in the court cases right now. And in addition to about the indirect cases, as I explained, there are many variables to which these juries could be affected, through the emotional emotional cases and mixed subjective cases, or regional backgrounds and different perspectives, since they have all grown to be the different citizens. So we believe that this is going to be actually going to abuse the system, because the people are actually going to use this in order to win the cases. So in conclusion, we believe that because it goes fundamentally against the law system we have in our society and causes direct harm, we are proud to oppose. Thank you.
Thank you.